For those of you guys who aren't living under a rock, I assume you know that Bitcoin has made new all-time highs. As of the time I'm recording this video, it's at just over $90,000, and it does seem like, $100,000 Bitcoin is just a matter of time. It also does seem like a new bull cycle in the crypto market is about to start. So I would consider myself someone who is a bit well-versed in the crypto space. I didn't just invest in Bitcoin and stuff like that, I did get quite involved in, this entire space. Especially back in 2020, 2021, I did make quite a bit of profits. But back then, I did have a lot of lessons that I took note of. So this video is more of a reminder to myself, as well as just, sharing to you guys who might be new to the crypto space. But before we start, if you guys want to invest in Bitcoin or crypto in general, then you will have two choices. One is to go for a crypto exchange, so something like Luno, which is regulated in Malaysia. That is a good option. Here you can invest in not only Bitcoin, but also other coins, things like Ethereum, like Solana, and many other choices as well. So yeah, if you guys want to invest in these kind of coins, you can sign up for Luno. I'll leave my code right here and down below in the description as well. I think you guys will get like 50 ringgit in Bitcoin or something like that if you sign up using my code and then, deposit some money, buy some Bitcoin. The other option for you is if, let's say, you don't trust any of these crypto exchanges, even though they are regulated by Securities Commission, you can stick to normal brokers like Moomoo and Interactive Brokers, just because Bitcoin is now listed via ETFs as well. So yeah, any of these normal brokers that give you access to the US stock market, you can invest into Bitcoin ETFs like IBIT. I do invest into it myself as well. So yeah, that is an option. If any of you guys want to sign up for Moomoo or Interactive Brokers, I'll also leave my link down below. So the first lesson that I do want to share about my time in crypto is that if a bull market and the hype is really going to come, then you should try and get involved if you can. If you are new to all of these things, just take your time to learn it. This is really one of those opportunities, one of the only opportunities actually, I would say, where someone can start off with very little money and then end up with a lot of money. I'm sure you guys have heard stories of this before, and yeah, it is true. Don't get me wrong, this is not like investing. I wouldn't consider this investing because there's not much logic to what's happening. But it doesn't matter because we're not here to try and make sense of things. We're just here to make money. Take me, for example, back in 2020 or 2021, NFTs were very, very hyped up, but I didn't want to try and learn it. I thought it was just stupid. But eventually, I thought, let's just learn a bit about NFTs and see what it's all about. And I realized that it wasn't so difficult to learn. I just, spent some time on it and managed to figure it all out. And it was very fruitful for me. One thing I do want to say about this though is if you do want to get, a bit deeper into the crypto space, let's say you want to get into NFTs back then, or, airdrop farming, all this kind of stuff, it will take up your time. Crypto space, it is very time consuming because you need to learn a lot of things. So if you're someone who doesn't have the time, then I would say still try to get involved. At least look at some of the bigger coins, so things like Bitcoin, I would say it's a pretty good option. At least try to have some money invested, especially when we're in a new bull cycle and when a lot of things are hyped up. Another thing that I realized as well, another thing that I learned when I was in this crypto space is that just because the price is currently high, like where Bitcoin currently is right now, doesn't mean it can't go higher. Price action in the crypto world, it doesn't really make sense. It's not like the stock market and stuff like that. If you see something going up and up and up and up and you do want to invest in it, then don't try and wait too long for a big major drop before you decide to invest your money. One of the reasons that I think this is that, one, you do want to get involved, and most of the times, or sometimes at least, you won't get a pullback. And another thing is, if you're waiting for a big drop, like let's say 50% drop, like let's say Bitcoin right now is 90,000 and you're waiting for like 50,000 or 45,000 to buy, I would say it's not really a good choice, because if Bitcoin does drop that much, then I will consider the hype basically over, and I don't really want to be too invested in it as well. And that's Bitcoin, if you're talking about like meme coins, the altcoins and stuff like that, if there's a major crash, I wouldn't really want to invest anymore. So yeah, don't try and wait too long to get invested. If you want to invest, then just go for it. Similarly, this is gonna sound a bit, I don't know what's the word, but basically what I want to say is don't try and lock in profits too early, because like I said, in the crypto world, when things are high, it can go a lot higher very, very quickly. The reason that I say this is, normally it does make sense to take your profits and stuff like that, but in the crypto space, especially depending on what you invest in, the losses can be very big. So if you're taking on a lot of risk by investing into crypto, then we should expect high returns as well. It doesn't make sense to, let's say you invest into 10 different coins and 9 of those you lose 50%, For the one that really does make it, you don't want to take a 50% profit because it won't be able to cover the losses of everything else. If you really manage to catch a winner and you think it can go further, then just hold on to it, try and catch a bigger profit. Anyway, the next lesson that I got from the last crypto cycle is don't get married to any of these crypto that you're invested in. So this is not specific to crypto. I've seen a lot of people do it with stocks as well. Basically, you invest into something, you feel a part of the community, you see all this bullish news and commentaries and stuff like that, and you decide, this is the one that I'm going to stick with. It's going to the moon anytime now. To me, this is always a bad idea, especially in the crypto space. So I know a lot of people who hold on to their, old coins that they invested back in the day. Maybe it's even their first crypto. They believe in it so much that they're basically married to it. So it's bad enough to hold on to a loser, in my opinion, but these guys, they even decide to average down. So price goes against them, they average down, they're like, oh, this is a generational buying opportunity. To me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to hold on to a loser when everything else is going up. So my approach to this, back in the days, as well as what I'm going to be doing right now, is to just follow the hype. There's a lot of hype going on in the crypto space, and if you don't follow these trends, you'll basically be left behind. To me, in this crypto space, we have to be extremely adaptable and really flexible with our positions. Just because I own something today, if tomorrow something changes, there is some bad news or price starts going down a lot or the hype just starts to die down, I'll be out of there. I'm not married to any of these positions. Just because I like you today doesn't mean I'll like you tomorrow. So we need to realize that there is an opportunity cost to basically holding any coin out there or any investment basically. So let's say just because you're buying Ethereum now and the price is not going down, that doesn't mean it's a good thing. Because if let's say something like Solana or Bitcoin is going up, but Ethereum is not going anywhere, then you are missing out on potential profits. My personal experience with this is that I did own quite a bit of this coin called Atom, for those of you guys who know. It wasn't doing so well. I decided to just hold it and see what happens, and basically I missed out on quite a bit of profits. I actually lost money holding Atom. I also have a friend who is very, very invested into the Avalanche space, so the AVAX coin. He's been holding it for a while now. It hasn't been doing anything, and basically if he invested that money into something like Solana instead, he would have been really rich right now. He would have been retired probably. So yeah, we don't want to try and hold on to these coins and think one day it will come. Maybe one day coins like Atom and AVAX will come back to life, but it doesn't really matter. We can always just re-enter them in the future if the hype comes back. So to sum up this lesson, basically just have a view, try and figure out what you like and then just take a position on it. Usually I would say in relationships, you should be loyal, but this case with crypto, we don't want to be loyal. If things don't work out, we want to exit quickly. If things work out, then great, just hold on to it. But yeah, if it does seem like, the coin that you're owning doesn't have too much hype, it's not moving as much as other coins, then don't be afraid of being called a paper hand, just dump that. The third lesson that I have about this crypto space from the last time that I was here is gonna be sounding a bit bad, but basically from my experience at least, fundamentals, they really don't matter in this space. So this is very, very obvious in the world of meme coins. For any of you guys who are familiar, basically these things, it just goes up and down. It can go up like 1,000,000% for the stupidest reason out there. But yeah, it made me realize that basically fundamentals don't really matter. So we can sit around and talk about how this is unfair, how people are stupid for buying up a coin called dog coin, basically, or we can just accept it and follow the trend and make money along the way. I've been burned way too many times because of this as well. So I used to believe in stories so much. I used to think the fundamentals were so good and I just held on to a coin. And yeah, I lost money. There's always all this talk about crypto, about the technology, about user adoption, about the speed, the downtime, the real world use cases. There's all these fundamental talk about crypto. But to me, only one thing matters, and that is hype. If there's a lot of hype surrounding a coin, then the price will go up. If there's no hype, then nothing will happen. The price could even go down. So it was the same for me back when I was in the NFT space. I used to spend quite a bit of time looking at white papers and stuff like that. I tried to understand, what's the story behind this NFT? What's the use cases? What's the potential? Is the fundamental strong? But then slowly I realized, none of these matters. Basically, like I said, the only thing that matters is hype. The only reason that you want to look at the fundamentals of crypto is, you basically want to know whether other fools are going to think that this is fundamentally good and they're going to hype it up. The truth is, I don't think crypto will have very many use cases at all. In my opinion, 99% of these coins, they're all just going to be useless. It's all just basically, yeah, it's just worthless. To me, the only crypto that has a chance of success long term is Bitcoin. So that is the only one that I would really invest my money in. Everything else to me is just a trade. So don't get too fixated on the fundamentals, on the use cases, and whether this crypto is gonna revolutionize the industry. 99% of the time, it's not going to do anything. We're here to make money, not to change the world. So mostly my approach to this is that I would never really average down. I would only average up. So let's say I invested into something, it starts to perform well, prices are going up, I don't mind buying more at a higher price. But I wouldn't really buy more if things are starting to look bad. Like I said, I don't want to hold on to losers. If it's down 30, 40, 50%, then yeah, I'm out. I'm not buying more. Now, the final lesson. This one is, I would say, the most important one, and this is also the most painful one for me. Basically, you have to take your profits. So I know that I said earlier, things can go a lot higher. You can make a lot of money, but at a certain point in time, you have to decide enough is enough. And the difficult thing is, this will differ from person to person. So if this, a good rule of thumb is that if this amount of money that you have right now, if this is life-changing money to you, then just take your profits. It doesn't matter, withdraw it, just enjoy your life. So my story and basically my pain about all of this is that back then, like I said, I used to trade a lot of Solana NFTs and I did quite well with it. I grew my account basically, I think from 10 Solana, I think that's where I started with, and it went to in the hundreds, I think maybe 500-600 Solana that I had at a point. For those of you guys who don't know, that's a portfolio worth over 6 figures in USD. So I held on to my positions because I thought, crypto was the major thing. NFTs will never die down. It's some revolutionary technology that will just keep going up forever. That's what I thought, at least, because that's basically how I grew my portfolio by such a large amount. But then I got a reality check. Everything started to dump. There was a major bear market basically right after, I think, Luna collapsed, and I was still holding quite a lot of positions. So the good thing is I exited my NFTs really quickly. So that was lucky, or I guess good, because the NFT market is just so illiquid, so I thought just get out of everything. But the thing is, I still held on to my Solana, and the Solana just kept going down and down and down. I thought it would bounce back, but it never did. So I ended up selling most of it at around $50. So I know some of you guys might be thinking, hey, it doesn't matter, right? You can just hold on to it because now Solana is over $200. That to me doesn't matter. I'm still sticking to my guns, which is basically take your profits. So the thing is, Solana, yes, it is a one-off. It went below $10 and now it's all the way back up to $200. But most cryptos, like 99.9% of cryptos, when it drops that much, it will just never recover. So everything suddenly started to dump. I think it was right after Luna collapsed, and then there was some waterfall event. Basically, everything started to sell off, and I did still have quite a big position in NFTs and just crypto in general. So the good thing is I did exit NFTs really quickly because I knew the market was illiquid and I didn't want to get stuck in it. But the thing is, I still held on to my Solana. So I had quite a lot of it. It just kept going down and down and down. I thought it would bounce back up, but it never really did. So I ended up selling most of it at around $50. So that's like a 50% pay cut to where I was holding it most of the time. I know some of you guys might be thinking, hey, if you held on to it, then Solana is now back over $200. Yes, I know. But to me, this is a one-off case. It's really amazing how Solana dropped to like below $10 and then basically 20x all the way back up to over $200. But I'm still sticking to my guns, which is basically I should have taken my profits because from my experience, in 99.9% of the cases, when a crypto drops by that much, it will never recover. So yeah, all in all, I gave back, I think, over 100,000 ringgit in profits. I know some people say, at least you still have profits, right? But yeah, it's never nice to give it back. Who wants to lose money, right? We just need to remember that because crypto can go up by so much so quickly, the opposite is also true. When price starts to dump, it can really, really dump quickly. It happened to Luna as well, right? I know a lot of people really believed in it, believed in UST back then, and I did invest in those as well. But as soon as there were signs of cracks, I decided to just sell all of it immediately, and obviously now in hindsight, it was the right choice. I've seen many people in this scenario. They basically made life-changing money. People who own things like BAYC, I think those of you guys who were in the crypto space back then knew BAYC. Basically, these NFTs were worth millions of dollars. People decided to just diamond hand it, and then now it's basically I guess, relatively worthless. We need to remember, some people will call us paper hands. People will say, you need to have diamond hands, but to me, I don't care about diamond hands. Like I said, we're here to make money. We're not here to change the world or be part of some community. We're just here to make profits. We need to ingrain that in our head for this cycle because we don't want to give back profits. We want to make sure that we get out with as much money as possible. So yeah, those are the 4 major lessons that I got from the last crypto bull market. Hopefully it's going to come around again. I'm still waiting for some signs. I think altcoins in general are still lagging behind a bit. It needs to catch up to Bitcoin, which has been the leader by far. Like I said though, if you guys want to invest in Bitcoin or crypto, then you can do it via a centralized exchange like Luno, or you can even just use something like Moomoo or Interactive Brokers. If you guys want to sign up, I have all the links down below. It really supports the channel and you guys will get some nice rewards for signing up as well. Anyway, thanks for watching this video to the end, guys. Give me a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.